Greetings. I'm Thomas Caldwell of the Aurelian Column, and this is Movie Night. As I'm recording this, the Roman Catholic Church has just elected a new pope, an American of all types of people, and it'll be interesting to see how that phase of history now proceeds. The movie I'm going to talk about does deal with the election of a pontiff. And this is actually quite classic, and it was very well done at the time and turned out to be somewhat prophetic. The movie I'm talking about is The Shoes of the Fisherman, starring Anthony Quinn and Sir Laurence Olivier. It came out in 1968 and was put out by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, MGM. Now, back then, the popes had been Italian for more than 400 years. And the idea of a pope being elected at an opportune time from a country that is not known for Christianity was a rather revolutionary idea. The movie is basically about a Russian political prisoner, a bishop, who was imprisoned in Siberia for his beliefs, and because of some political negotiations based on a growing world crisis, is released to become a Vatican citizen. He then goes back to Rome, is made a cardinal, and lo and behold, he finds himself in the conclave when the Pope dies, not too long after he shows up on the scene. It sounds a bit unbelievable, but the movie itself is very believable. It was not made with the cooperation of the Vatican at the time, although they did shoot a lot of scenes in and around the Holy See. It also has a couple of interesting subplots about a priest who is questioning his faith for philosophy, and also an American journalist who's having trouble with his marriage. It's a very interesting look back at a time in history when the Cold War was very real, when the rise of communist China was scary, and they play a role in this movie quite a bit. But you know what's really amazing is this movie was made in 1968, and it was thought to be total fiction because there's no way they're ever going to have a non-Italian pope at any point. And 10 years later, Pope John Paul II, who's now considered Saint Pope John Paul II, was elected. 10 years, 1978. Fascinating thing. The movie is a good quality flick. Whatever your belief system, whatever your religion, doesn't matter. Anthony Quinn, I don't think, was ever in a bad movie in his life, at least not one I saw, and he plays a very convincing Russian-born pontiff. There's a lot of good quality writing, which is what you had to have back in the day and when CGI wasn't around, and it's a very interesting tale because the Pope depicted in this movie, he's like the ideal Christian, at least the way it comes across to me. It would be a very interesting movie to see, especially given the recent historical changes in the trajectory of the Roman Catholic Church. Again, the movie is The Shoes of the Fisherman, starring Anthony Quinn and Sir Laurence Olivier, 1968, MGM. You can get it on several platforms, and I do believe it's available up on YouTube for free if you can tolerate the ads. That's it for today. If you appreciate my work, please like, subscribe, and share. Share with your friends. Share with your enemies. Maybe they'll be friends someday. I can be reached at feedback@aureliancolumn.com. That's feedback@aureliancolumn.com. I'm up on X. My handle there is MICCAMPEN. That's MICCAMPEN. This podcast originates at Substack. My address there is aureliancolumn.substack.com. Until we meet again, be good, be safe, be vigilant, and remember, don't forget the popcorn. Good day.